Wow. We really went from Piper Squad being problematic on the internet to Piper Rockelle's own mother being a danger to society.
Death to all of them.
Y'all, the more I get surprised with how disturbing and terrifying this friend group is. Because if you guys have seen my videos on the Piper Squad already, then you probably know the mess they have been through this past year. From making inappropriate thumbnails to setting unrealistic beauty standards to taking zero COVID safety measures and even being exploited by their own parents. And guess what? It just keeps getting worse every single day. In my recent video about the Piper Squad, your girl explained how Piper Rockelle has been getting exploited by her own mother since she was 4 years old. In fact, the minute after Piper Rockelle started her YouTube channel back in 2016, her mother Tiffany decided to take advantage of her daughter by forcing her to post inappropriate content and clickbait for her own fans for views and money. And surprisingly, that worked out for them pretty well, because according to some insiders, Piper Rockelle gains over $3 million every month from her YouTube videos only. So yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Piper was getting exploited by her own mother. Many popular teenagers nowadays have been struggling with the same issues, such as Mala Trevejo and Danielle Cohen, etc. Now, that's not the point of today's video, you guys, because what I'm about to get into might be a bit dark and sensitive to many of you guys. But if you want to learn more about the Piper Squad situation, make sure to watch my 2 previous videos about them. However, for now, let's focus on Piper's own mother, Tiffany, who I think should be investigated by the police and locked up immediately. The fact that we thought Tiffany exploiting her daughter was a huge issue, well, maybe we should worry about her kissing a freaking minor. I know, it's going to be difficult to take it all in, but I'm gonna try my absolute best to explain the situation completely because it's a bit disturbing and complicated. If we rewind to June 2017, you guys, both Piper Rockelle and her mother Tiffany were very active on social media. And y'all, they used to go on live every single day just to gain money and views. And that's how Tiffany herself became so obsessed with cash, to the point where she forces her daughter now to make YouTube videos. But that's not the case, because in one of Tiffany's live streams, things got very disturbing and terrifying when Tiffany, her daughter Piper, and a YouTuber called Reagan Beast decided to play a stupid game together. And while everything was going pretty well, Tiffany thought it would be the best if she spiced things up by making out with the 17-year-old YouTube Reagan Beast on live, y'all. Just take a look at this. Her victim, Reagan, was only 17 years old at the time, and the fact that he hasn't spoken up about the situation to this day is low-key creepy if you think about it, because he hasn't stopped posting YouTube videos for a second ever since the situation went down. And y'all, no one in his family, specifically his fan base, has even reported on the issue that went down in 2017 between Tiffany and him. I do understand that he could have been traumatized from the situation, so he refused to report it to the police, although this did not stop the YouTuber, the Dad Challenge podcast, from investigating the entire situation himself, since, well, he decided to reach out to Reagan about what really went down in Hollywood in June 2017. And you guys, he got a report signed by Reagan himself talking about all the specific details he remembers that night. In a report made by Reagan and his manager to the YouTuber The Dad Challenge podcast, Reagan revealed that the reason why he went to Piper Rockelle's house in June 2017 was only to collaborate and make YouTube videos together. So many YouTubers, including Kristen Hancher, were also present the night that this went down. Now, despite Piper being 9 at the time and Tiffany being 36, Reagan himself was also underage, hanging out with an older woman called Tiffany, who decided to offer him alcohol that night, as Reagan confessed in his report. And guys, if you thought this was the weirdest part of the situation, well, you probably haven't seen the part where Reagan revealed how Tiffany forced her 9-year-old daughter to drink as well. But guess what? She got her own daughter, Piper, drunk, you guys. I know, it sounds so unbelievable, but here's when the story got worse. Because as Reagan was live streaming on the app YouNow with Piper, her mother Tiffany, and Kristen Hancher, Tiffany decided to make out with Reagan all of a sudden, and y'all, you can even see Piper herself pushing her mother away from Reagan, but unfortunately the live stream ended there and we don't get to see what happened next. Despite having zero evidence on what happened after, Reagan continued explaining in his report how he was terrified at one point that Tiffany was about to violate him since she dragged him into her bedroom afterward and started pulling his pants down. But luckily, his friend Kristen Hancher was able to help and push Tiffany away from him until they both got out of the apartment. Reagan called his manager, Matt Duggan, to ask for his guidance on the incident. Now, you're probably asking yourself, did his manager help Reagan throughout this situation? Did he report it to the police? Well, as disgusting as this might sound, Reagan's manager Matt did not bother himself to help Reagan after Reagan put all his trust in him. Now, Reagan did open up in his report that he met Tiffany again at his 18th birthday, and based on what Reagan uncovered, Tiffany kept holding him by the wrists the entire night too, which made him hella uncomfortable. But that's not even all, because he even exposed how Tiffany repeatedly asked him inappropriate questions about him being transgender. It's just crazy how Reagan suffered for years without anyone helping him, not even his own manager. Although it was pretty comforting to know that Reagan parted ways with his manager and Tiffany in early 2018. And loves, he even confessed that he called the LAPD 4 years later to file a report on Tiffany for essaying him in the past. But sadly, they also didn't care enough to investigate the entire situation since he was told by the LAPD themselves that there was no actual crime in it. Fast forward to this day, you guys, Tiffany hasn't been punished or investigated for the disgusting crime she committed, but instead she's out there exploiting her daughter for coin and views while causing a toxic environment between her daughter as well as her coworkers, aka her close friends. Trust me, y'all, there is a lot to spill on Piper's mom. I would be so down to make a 4-part on this disturbing family if you guys keep supporting my videos and channel. With that being said, here's how people reacted to Tiffany essaying Reagan as well as offering him and her daughter alcohol. The fact that Piper witnessed her mother doing that is so sad. No child should ever have to see or experience that behavior. Also, I would like to point out how Piper grabbed her mother and pulled her off. That goes to show her character. She's very brave for stepping in and helping that boy. It's sad to see so many child influencers being exploited and abused by their parents. I hope all this recent attention leads to some form of legal policy change to better protect these kids. What if it was a 36-year-old man kissing a teenage girl? There would be cops on his door in no time. It's such BS that this woman hasn't been arrested. Anyways, loves, what's your opinion on Tiffany still not being locked up after committing multiple crimes? Make sure to leave all your opinions and thoughts on this entire mess down in the comments below. I love you so much.